So if you remember, yesterday we talked about that statue, a huge statue that King Nebuchadnezzar ordered to build, and he said that everybody should bow down to it and worship. So, of course, he didn't come up with that idea on his own, but there were some people who schemed against Daniel and his friends because they envied Daniel and his friends, and they wanted to kind of catch them doing something wrong so that they would offend the king and would get themselves into trouble. Well, they wanted to get rid of them, of course, and you can see these people, they don't look very nice, right? Of course, in this story, they're evil, yes. And so on that day, Daniel and his friends were there, and it was read, this proclamation, the king's order was read that whenever the music is played with all those musical instruments, everybody has to bow down and worship the image of the great King Nebuchadnezzar, the statue that they've built. Whoever does not fall down and worship will immediately be thrown into a blazing furnace. So yeah, bow down or die. That's pretty much the choice. And then the music starts. To ta 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 or something like that. Okay, I do not know what exactly the music was. You can probably use your own imagination. Now, I think, shut up and bow, these people say. And you can see that everybody has bowed down and worships that big statue of Nebuchadnezzar. Nobody wants to be burned in a furnace, right? Who would laugh like that? No, not mad scientists, but these people who plotted against Daniel and his friends. Well, actually, it's just 3 friends. Daniel is not there. One would wonder, where was Daniel at that time? Did he go to the washroom or something? No,
Sir, shall I tell the names of the friends?
Yes, I'll tell you their names in a second, in a minute. I'll show them to you, okay? Shadrach, Meshach, and
I know
Abednego, but let's look at them. Here we go. Better than I hoped, says this guy. Every man has a weakness, and they found Daniel's friend's weakness, which is bowing down to idols. That's how they planned to get rid of them. And so Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, this person says, the king has spared no expense for the likeness of himself. The great king Nebuchadnezzar has decreed that all should bow to his likeness, to the statue. All have, save you, save me, it means except for you. They're fools. They will die, people say. The king shall know of your insolence. Indeed, he shall. And so they take him to the king. We're going to skip this part of the story. It's something else entirely. It doesn't relate to us. Here we go. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego are taken to the king, and they are, is that? Yeah. Yeah. And the king is saying, you, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, you Jews, you Hebrew people, you were spared death when I invaded your homeland. I have educated, clothed, and housed you. In honor of Daniel, now Daniel is one of his advisors. He works for the king now, very closely with the king. He says, in honor of Daniel, I elevated you to positions within my court. Is it now true, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, that you do not serve my gods or worship the image of gold I have set up? Now, when you hear the sound of all kinds of music, if you are ready to fall down and worship the image I made, very good. He says, I'm going to give you one more chance. When you hear the music, if you fall down and you worship, I'll forgive you. That's what he says. But if you do not worship it, you will be thrown immediately into a blazing furnace. Then what God will be able to rescue you out of my hand? He questions. And here are Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego standing in front of the king. What will they answer? Will they say, yes, we will worship? Or let's read. Oh, Nebuchadnezzar, great king, we do not need to defend ourselves before you in this matter. Interesting. They say, I'm not going to defend myself. We're not going to say anything. They say, if we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the God we serve is able to save us from it, and he will rescue us from your hand, O king. They say, yes, our God is great. He's greater than you. He's greater than fire. He can save us. But, here's a but. But, even if he does not rescue us, even if he does not save us from death, we want you to know, O king, that we will not serve your gods or worship the image of gold you have set up. kind of brave of them. They say, we believe that God is able to save us, but even if he doesn't, we still are not going to worship that idol. That's what they say. So what's going to happen? Of course, you understand the king was really angry with them. How dare you disobey king's orders? Take them away. And, well, what's going to happen? There we see the fire. And there's Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. That's for tomorrow. Today, we're going to read actually this part of the story, Bow or Die. We have a few hands. Nishia, will you start, please? Miss Nishia? Are you there? Nishia? She doesn't respond. Okay, then.
Sir, sorry, sir.
Okay, there you are. You're back. Where did you go?
So I went for a while. My mom called me.
Okay, got it. Can you read, please? The first part, bow or die?
Of course, sir.
Okay.
Bow or die. King Nebuchadnezzar instructed everyone to bow down to the golden statue he had set up. So when the music started playing, everyone bowed down to the statue. Everyone except Daniel's 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The king was furious.
Very angry.
Furious and thought that they had not understood his instruction, so he decided to give them another chance. He told them that they would be thrown into the fire if they did not bow down. But the 3 men said to the king, "Our God is able to rescue us from the blazing furnace. But even if he does not, will not bow down to your golden statue."
The question for us is, will God keep me from being bullied for my faith? Yes, sometimes people are bullied for their faith. It happens all around the world. And sometimes, yes, we might be bullied for our faith. Hiruni, you're there, right, today? It's not just Janindu, it's Hiruni too. Will you read for us this part, please?
Okay. God will keep me from being bullied for my faith. When King Nebuchadnezzar threatened Daniel's 3 friends with death, they knew that God would never leave them, in freedom or in slavery, in life or in death. They remembered the commandment, "You shall not have any other gods, and you shall not bow down to worship them." Exodus 23:5. In Psalms 91:14-15, it says, "God will save those who love him and protect those who acknowledge him as Lord. When they are in trouble and call on him, he will answer them and rescue them." This psalm assures us that God will rescue us from trouble when we pray to him. Does that mean we will never be harmed in any way? Paul, who wrote much of the New Testament, suffered many beatings for preaching about Jesus. He was stoned and put in prison. Yet, even he was able to say, "The Lord will rescue me from every evil attack and will bring me safely to his heavenly kingdom." 2 Timothy 4:18. What Paul said helps us to realize that God will rescue us in times of trouble, even though we may be insulted or teased for loving Jesus. And with all the hardships and insults comes a lasting reward in heaven.
Thank you, Hiruni. Let's read the verse for today together. Ready, go. Jesus said, persecuted because of righteousness, but theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 10.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 10.
Yeah.
Matthew 5 verses 10.
Yes. Will we be persecuted for our faith? Yes. Millions of people around the world are persecuted as we speak right now.
What?
Yeah. Sometimes people are killed for their faith. People are put in prison. in the history, yes,
So
whenever
like John, right?
like John, which
Jesus
John?
is
Yep.
disciple, right? Disciple
Paul,
of Jesus.
Peter, John, they were all persecuted. They were they beat them, they put them in prison, they
So,
continuously chased them away.
John was executed. Yeah.
Yes. Well, John actually is the only one who he died a natural death. All of the disciples of Jesus, all of them, they died prematurely, not a natural death. They were killed. Only John lived until the old age on an island.
So, I guess James I'm talking about. I can't remember
Talking about
properly.
James. James was beheaded. Yes.
Yeah. Someone was cut in the head.
Yes. The question is, why would I want to follow Jesus if I'm only gonna get persecuted? I'm not gonna be happy, maybe, if people are gonna reject me. Maybe so the point is, do not follow Jesus, then you'll be happy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Then we should stop believing in Jesus and following him, right?
Yeah.
Or is it
What, sir? What did you say? Again, tell?
I said, if we follow Jesus, we'll be persecuted like all of his disciples, like Daniel and his friends. They were hated, they were persecuted. They wanted
I
to
don't know what I said yes
continuously,
for.
right? So if we follow Jesus, if we follow God, the same thing is gonna happen to us. Why would we want to do that? Let's not follow Jesus, then we'll live happily ever after.
I don't know what I said yes for.
Me too. I didn't know what I said yes for.
And I thought you really hated God.
Why do you disagree with me then? Why do you disagree with me? I'm saying, do not
I
follow
don't
Jesus, then you will live happily ever after.
No.
That's not happily ever after now.
What are you talking about? What do you mean? No, read Cinderella story.
I have no idea how to explain.
So can you just tell that same thing that you said again?
What?
Okay,
Read
I'll tell.
Cinderella's book.
Suffer.
Read Cinderella's
Suffer,
book,
and
and
then
you will
you
read
will-
about happily ever after. Okay?
No, before that.
About not following Jesus.
I don't know, before that.
Oh yeah, I'll explain one more time. Here's the point. If you
Okay.
follow Jesus, if you believe in God, the same thing will happen to you that happened to Daniel and his friends and Jesus' disciples and millions of people around the world. They're persecuted, they're killed, they are criticized continuously, they're laughed at, they're mocked, they're hated. So why would you want to follow Jesus? Why? Why would you?
Sir, I'm not hated, I'm not rejected or anything.
You understand my question?
You never
want
know.
that? Why would you want that in your life?
Because a life with God might be about suffering and walking on the fire, but when you think about it, it's actually a good life.
Excuse me, sir. We can't possibly live without God. You'll die. Our spiritual food is prayer.
You know who followed God completely, 100%, without ever making a mistake? It was Jesus. What happened to him? He was hated, he was persecuted, he was killed, he was crucified on the cross. The perfect man who never sinned. And he said that if you follow me, the same thing will happen to you. But if you follow me, you'll be happy. You will not be happy, like crazy happy. You'll have joy that only God can give. You'll have peace in your heart that only God can give. And no matter what happens around you, no matter what kind of storm you're in, you're able to focus on Jesus and you feel his love for you because he's the one who loves you completely and fully. He's the one who decided to sacrifice his love for you. And through him, we have peace with God. And so after this short time on earth is over, we're going to go to heaven to spend the whole eternity with God. And
Excuse me, sir.
that's the point. Yeah?
Okay, sir, I finished talking about that thing.
Do you want me to stop talking?
No, sir, I just ask you, are you finished? Because you better stop the recording if you're finished.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll stop talking so I can stop the recording.